Hey, what's going on, ministry? And for those first tuning into us, welcome to Rogue Ministries. So why don't you have a seat? Let's sit down and learn something today. You know, I often sit and I listen to people and about how their lives are starting to change because our government is going into the crapper. I'm not going to say it ain't, because it is. People are struggling more today than they were yesterday. But are they really struggling? Or are they getting back to the way it really should be? We complain when we have to let something go, but we don't grasp onto that learning part of it. The blessing that comes with letting go of something that we have thought was a necessity or a need. And instead, we're focusing on everything that we were letting go as a want. Well, I want this and I want that. And I started studying a lot about Paul, the apostle, and how he talked about how his flesh wasn't it. And I started thinking about if we could start walking away from our fleshly wants, to start learning to, now guys, don't take this personal, but to circumcise our flesh from our true selves. To let go of the fleshly want and just tend to what the spiritual need is. What keeps that body going, to strengthen it, to endure things, to actually walk inside of Christ. What would it take to do that? Well, first you got to be willing to let go of a lot of things that you think are needs, that are just basically wants. For an example, this Bible, the Word of God, is a need. The cell phone which is recording this message right now is a want. Even though we are using it to spread His Word, it is a want, a desire to be able to communicate with the outside. When God has blessed me with 2 feet and a voice, that's all I need. Right here, the 2 feet and my voice. You need to learn to separate things. In Romans chapter 8, verse 7, the English Standard Version says, "For the mind is set on the flesh, is hostile to God." The flesh is hostile. The flesh craves wants, and wants lead to sin. "For it does not submit to God's laws. Indeed, it cannot." Our flesh is what makes us a sinful creature. It leads us to temptations. It gives in to the temptations. But we need to learn to crucify, to circumcise it, and say, "Nuh-uh. What's in the flesh commands this flesh." So for the next couple of months, Rogue Ministries is going to be going over Paul. We're going to be studying about Paul and how he actually learned to circumcise his flesh. Did he stumble during this? Yeah. We're all going to stumble. We're all sinful creatures. We all fall short. But through the strength that we have in Jesus Christ, we as a ministry are going to push forward and learn to step away from our earthly and fleshly wants and take a stronger walk with God. So until next week, keep your eyes on that prize. I love you and God bless.